We are talking Detroit Lions trade rumors, the latest. Dan Campbell spoke to the media. We're going to dissect what he said, talk about what Pro Football Talk with the Za'Darius Smith that occurred yesterday. Why isn't it done yet? What are the Lions going to look like? What's going to happen over the next 24 hours? Yes, that's what it's all about. But before we do that, hit that like button, for this is the last trade rumors video for this season, and I am so tired of doing these videos. I'm tired of talking rumors, and I am so excited that this is the last one, because the next video that is done will be if the Lions make a trade or not. If they do, it'll be about the player whom they trade for. If they don't, we're going to talk about it. Let's go. All right, folks, Dan Campbell spoke to the media, just occurred here a couple of moments ago, and I watched the press conference, and I got to say, I didn't like the facial gestures, at least from Dan Campbell, when he talked about trade. He didn't seem too optimistic, at least in my view, but he asked about a trade. He says, "I don't think a trade is entirely up to us," Campbell said. "I can tell you we're trying. Brad Holmes is trying and looked at everything. We really have made a ton of calls, and he has been rolling on it, so we'll see. We'll still get a little bit of time here. We've got until tomorrow evening, so we'll see what happens." Continues on. "If it's not happening, we're rolling," Campbell said, talking about the trade. "We'll have to get our guys. We're going, and that's the bottom line. And if something doesn't get done, we'll start poaching some of these practice squad players. See if they can find some guys we like when we're coming out, have some ability, what they can grow. We'll continue to give our guys here a shot on the roster." That, to me, is a little bit of nerve-wracking of a statement. I am not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. But, again, go ahead and hit that like button if you're excited that this is the last rumors video of this year. Hit that like button. Why is this a little bit nerve-wracking? Well, because I seen the facial expression. Look, and I wish it was more the jumpy Dan Campbell that happened last week. At least he gave you a little bit of false hope. Maybe he was just a little bit tired. I don't know. But the statement there saying that, you know, they potentially could just roll with some practice squad guys. And look, this absolutely could be trade bluff. This could be complete farce, simply trying to get the best deal. That's what it absolutely could be. I don't know if that's the case, but 100% could be. Dan Campbell is the type of guy, though, his emotions is on his sleeve. He's the type of guy that it kind of shows it. So that's a little bit nerve-wracking there, but still, I really do believe that a trade is going to get done. In a couple moments, I'm going to tell you why. But really quick, a sponsor of today's video. Today's show is sponsored by GameTime, the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets to sporting events, concerts, comedy shows, or whatever. Their lowest price is guaranteed. That's the GameTime guaranteed. Lions traveling to Houston next week to face the Texans in a big game. Going to a game is much better than being on the couch. So if you want to check it out, go to GameTime. And our friends from GameTime has a new feature. It's called GameTime Picks. And what it does is it filters out all the fluff to give you the best deals on seats. So you don't have to waste your time looking through thousands of different tickets to find the best deal. How do you get to GameTime Picks? Well, simply, you go into GameTime app, you go find it. Go to the event you want to go to. The app then will look in a 3D view. Select the GameTime Picks button on top of the screen and automatically does the research for you. And it filters out the tickets in the database to give you the best deals on the best seats, so you don't spend hours in a bunch of different ticketing sites trying to find the best tickets. You can get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, baseball, basketball, concerts, and more. In the middle screenshot, by the way, I think it's a fantastic feature of the app. It shows you where your seat is, and if you move the phone left or right, you can see the surrounding area, kind of like a 3D live photo. Also, all pricing is right there for you, so there's no hidden fees at checkout. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime today. Do you want a deal? Go to GameTime. Plug in Chat Sports, and you're going to get $20 off your very first purchase. Again, go to GameTime, go to the redeem code section, plug in Chat Sports, you're going to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms to apply. You got to create an account. You got to have an email to save that money. The link is going to be in the comment section and description of this show. So if you're buying Lions tickets this year, make sure you're using GameTime. Download GameTime today. Last-minute tickets and lowest prices guaranteed. Now you say, why is the deal not done yet? Well, I think leverage is taking place. Lions talking to the Cleveland Browns. I'm sure the Lions using other teams as well, just trying to get the best deal for the player. Maybe the team wants too much. Lions, are willing to give up something a little bit less. That's what's taking place right now. That's why the deal's not done. It's irritating, but folks, we're in the home stretch. It should have been done, but it hasn't. But we're going to continue to let Brad Holmes cook. We're going to let this guy make sure he's getting the best deal. We got to trust what he's doing right now. I know it's anxious. I want the trade done at this moment, but we got to trust the process in this one when it comes to Dan Campbell. We do. Again, smash that like button. I'm excited to tell you this is my last rumors video until after the trade or trade deadline. So hit that like button. Why do I think they're going to make trade? We got draft picks for this up-and-coming draft. You look at this roster right now. It is filled with a lot of young talent. It's filled with a lot of players that's going to be on this team that are young a couple more years. I just don't think that if the Lions say they had 7 draft picks, are going to be having 7 drafted players on this team. It's quite difficult. Each year that passes, it gets harder to make this roster. You're seeing players. The depth from top to bottom is great. You have an injury, someone steps in, it's not much of a loss. And that's why this team is so good, is because they've been so good in developing players and finding talent through the draft and undrafted and getting some selected free agents. That's why it's going to be difficult to replenish some of it. So that's why I say the Lions, they have the capital to do that. Secondly, they must know they need pass rush. There is no way on earth they don't know they need pass rush. It's clear as day where everybody's seen it. It was a need before Hutch went down. Davenport went down. Derek Barnes went down. Hutch went down. Right there, Kaminsky went down before the season start. And they expected him back maybe the end of the year, the playoffs, right? Pascal, you can't really trust him. He's been injury prone so far his year. He's been out last couple weeks. You have to. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, you continue to poach players off practice squads, but you got to get somebody else that can be a difference maker, at least one name. So you have the want, you have the need. You just got to get the deal done in between the teams. And when it comes to the latest rumors, this is what's coming out right now to this day. According to Aaron Wilson, the Lions hosted linebacker Julius Weshoff for a visit. But let's get into the good stuff. Dean Rossini from The Athletic, Detroit, has talked to numerous teams about a trade, including Cleveland, for Za'Darius Smith. There's also reports the Lions have talked to for Maxx Crosby. Of course they have. Of course they have. Doesn't mean that the trade's going to happen, but they've talked to multiple teams. Adam Schefter reports the Lions continue to make calls about potential trade pass rushers, including Smith. So it went from Za'Darius Smith to multiple, but I honestly think that what Detroit's doing here, and it's a smart move by Brian Holmes, is first off, you are having a backup plan. I think that's one. But secondly, if you're interested in more players, maybe it'll drive the price down a little bit on Za'Darius Smith if that's who they are targeting. If say the Cleveland are wanting something a little bit higher, well, it's like, you know what, we'll just go to Arden Key, or we'll just go to said player. So that could be a situation that's taking place right now. Maybe there's another situation. Maybe they're trying to see, again, if there's a way to get a Trey Hendrickson or anybody else, some other name. I'm just saying a name that is a bigger name, a last-minute type of call. Not saying it's going to happen, but You know, it's like, hey, we'll do one last try before it's completely out. That could be a possibility. But in all honesty right now, folks, there's no need to rush it. There's no need for the Lions to make a trade at this moment. Why? What's one day going to be different? You might as well just wait to get closer to get the best deal, in my opinion. That's why you want to smash that like button, because there's going to be no more rumors videos. Zero done in over with when it comes to trade. And I'm excited about that because of, I know you are tired of the videos. I'm tired of the videos. I'm tired of talking about it. Smash that like button. But again, the Lions know they're in a Super Bowl window. This is clear as day. They understand where they're sitting. They understand that they're 7-1. They're gonna bring some help. Yes, it was disconcerting, but I think it was just a little bit of a face. I think the Lions get done. You know, they got to be that poker face going on there. So I think the Lions get the deal done. I just don't know who. I feel 90% Za'Darius Smith. It just seems like he's the guy, right? He come out yesterday wearing all blue, and he talked about week 10, ... So I think he's the guy. We just got to wait and see. That is it. Wait and see for a couple more hours. It is exactly 4:11, so it's less than 24 hours before the NFL trade deadline is over. So there you go. We just got to suffer through it a little bit. And once that part is over with, we can then focus on the Houston Texans. We can focus on the NFC. We can focus on the number 1 seed and the current roster of players that we have, because we're all tired of talking about this. We all are. So, folks, let me know your thoughts about the trade, about the deadline. Who do you want? Who do you not want? Give me your thoughts in there. Again, make sure you hit that notification bell. Why is that? Because if a trade happens, I'm going to be dropping a video as soon as it happens. With that said, folks, adios.